Hello and welcome to an exclusive hour-long programme with me, Alex Belfield, talking to a man who I recently saw in a frock in Le Cage Faux, and I can definitely confirm, having met him many times, that he is what he is. John Barrowman, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm not in a frock right now.
But you are delicious, and that's what people love about you. You're an old-fashioned star, and I mean that in the best possible way. You give 100% all the time, don't you?
Well, and I take it as a compliment, because a lot of the people that trained me, the people that I had in college were old MGM, singers and dancers. And so I take it as a great compliment. And I do give 100%. I think it's important. And, people who know me even know that when I am sick and I push and push to the last minute until I can't push anymore, and then I'll go off sick. But I give it my all.
And what happens when you go from giving it your all to just being annoying?
I don't know. I don't know yet. You'll have to ask Scott that question. He's the one. I might be annoying when I'm at home. I don't know. Well, I'm sure someone will let me know. I'm sure there are people out there who already think I'm annoying, and you know what? That's their business. They can deal with it.
Well, you're not doing bad on it because you're everywhere. I saw a programme in December that you weren't on. I couldn't believe it. What happened?
David Tennant was on it.
I mean, there was a point. I think we last did a thing 2 years ago, face to face, where we talked for a long time when you had your autobiography out.
Yeah.
And you were really on the cusp of becoming big. And then suddenly after that, I think it was after my radio show, you were literally on everything forever. And you've backed off a little bit because now you're going to LA and we're not good enough.
No, that's not true.
Oh.
See, you're putting words in my mouth. I'm going off to LA because I was asked to. And I'm off to do Desperate Housewives, which I'm really, really excited about. The whole thing with, you have to kind of do it in waves, I think. And I'm not, I'm being totally upfront and honest about it. I am the product of my business, and I treat myself like a business, and people know that, but I also enjoy everything that I do. So you do the push for something, and then you just take a little bit back, and you then give it a little bit of a rest, and then you do a little bit more. But the Desperate Housewives thing came up, and honestly, if someone was offered that, would you not take it?
No, I wouldn't take it. Let me tell you why. Look at this face. I am not going to fit into Desperate Housewives.
You might.
No.
You totally
John,
might.
stop patronising
me. You might
me.
be something different.
No, they don't want something different. They want something that looks like you in your way.
You've never seen me in the morning when I get up, let me tell you.
Let's get to the bottom of this, if you'll pardon the pun.
Okay.
How much of you are we going to see on a scale of 1 to 10?
I have no idea.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Listen, play with me.
No, I don't. That'll come later. Anyway, no, I have no idea because I do know. Well, actually, I do know that Mark Cherry, the creator who is the creator, the head writer, and the producer, he said to me, we'd love to, show your pecs and stuff like that. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, that's all really great and well, but I haven't been to the gym in a while, so I'm trying to lose my love handles that I have at the moment. So they want me to show bits off, and I will see. But it's American television. I've shown more off in Doctor Who and Torchwood than I will be able to in American television. I mean, they all kiss with their mouths closed.
So what are we doing at the moment? Are we pinching an inch or grabbing the flab? What's going on?
I really don't. Well, look, right there.
The last time I was in the studio, actually, I was sat opposite Joe Pasquale, and he asked me to grab his pecs. He's doing quite well for himself. He does boxing now.
Does he?
Yeah.
Does he?
He's
I don't think I'd want to admit that I grabbed Joe Pasquale. I don't think it's nothing. It's not something that would be at the top of my list.
It wasn't my proudest
moment. No offense,
moments.
Joe. No offense.
Listen, I want to take a piece of music from this new album, and then we've got to get into a load of stuff.
Okay.
There's loads in the news about being a showbiz person and being attractive, and then being tempted by other attractive people. So I want to find out, how far would Scott allow you to go on the text if you were to send a mucky one to someone else? We're going to talk about things like that. You weren't expecting that, I can see by your
No,
face.
I absolutely wasn't. I don't know where you're going with that one.
All right, we're going to start with track 2. You got a new album. Did you know, by the way, a new album?
I did, yes, absolutely.
It's very nice.
Thank you.
It's got the name of the person who's singing on it, but not the name of the album.
Because that's what it's called.
Ah, really?
It's a personal insight to me musically, and it's probably the most personal album I've done yet. All of the songs are songs that come from my heart. They actually mean something to me, and ironically, they're shows that I've never been in. So it's not, one of those albums where I've chosen songs that I've done, sung before, and I'm going to sing them for you now because I've done them in the West End. All of these songs have a story to them, and without going into elaborate detail with all of them, if you want to see more of it, you can go check out my YouTube page, and it has all of that stuff on there. You can see that stuff.
How much of a narcissist must you be on a scale of 1 to 10 to name your album after yourself? Let's take a track. This is One Night Only by John Barrowman from the album John Barrowman. We're back on your favourite local radio station. It's Alex Belfield talking to an old friend of the programme. And I'll tell you why I like having you on.
Why?
You're always fun and you're always open and honest.
Yes.
And I think that's why people like you. Why are you smiling?
Because I'm laughing at you.
Why? Is it because I'm ginger?
No.
What's the matter?
No, I like Catherine Tate. I'm always intrigued to where you're going to go with these things.
Well, can we start by talking about this thing you're wearing? What colour? Orange is it? Or
well, you said because you're ginger, I'm highlighting what you are. I'm wearing an orange sweater.
Yeah, but if I had the choice, I wouldn't wear this hair colour.
But yes, that's true. And I have a choice, and I like orange.
Well, good for you. You're out and proud about it.
I'm sunny. It's a sunny day.
Let's start at the beginning. For those who didn't hear our chats before, what were you like as a child? Were you shy and retiring?
Obnoxious.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, really obnoxious. I was probably one of those kids that you just wanted to shove out of the way. I wouldn't sleep. My mother was told, they had trouble. She took me to the doctor and said, we put him in the crib and he won't go to bed. And the doctor said, look, just leave him, put him in a playpen with the toys in the middle of the living room and leave him. And that's what they did. And they left me, and they would go to bed at night, and I'd be sitting going, and they'd get up at 6 a.m. and I'd be going, same thing.
Have you ever been medicated?
No. Maybe I should. Maybe I should try it. Actually, in those days, they didn't. Funny, they didn't do all that kind of stuff to kids when I was growing up. And also, we didn't know what hyperactivity was. So here was my mother putting pure rose hip syrup in my milk because it's the only thing I would drink. She was addicting me to this stuff as a kid. So I think I was probably hyperactive and probably still am. And have ADD. Hello, what are we talking about now? I've just lost my attention span.
I think this helps, though, with the business you're in, especially when you're as busy as you are. Because let's face it is tiring on a day like this. We're talking on a boring old Wednesday, and it's late in the afternoon. You've done this all day. To still have the enthusiasm to even look me in the eye must be almost depressing.
It's because you're ginger.
Yeah.
No. You might think that, but the thing that for me, this is where it's gonna sound narcissistic. I like to talk about this stuff. I enjoy what I do. I like to tell people how much I enjoy it. So therefore, I don't find it boring or a dull that I've done maybe 25 interviews prior to sitting here talking with you. It's all, and plus, your questions are completely from left field. So it keeps me on my toes. They're not the normal average questions, which is really good.
Oh, well, thank you. I take that as a compliment. So
yeah, don't take it too much as a compliment, okay? All right?
I want to talk to you about a few things in the news, then we're going to get on and talk about this new album, because there's loads of things at the minute about how far you can go when you're in show business, and it seems to me now it's okay to send mucky texts, but anything further than that is wrong. You're now married. Mm-hmm. If you were to be caught sending mucky texts, would that be acceptable in your house?
Well, I wouldn't send mucky texts that were... This is you're putting me in a position here, and I'm not probably supposed to talk about this, but what I will say is I wouldn't send them actually meaning it. I would do it as a joke, and all my mates know that, and they would understand it, as would my partner. So I don't think I would have a problem with that.
I was talking about this on the air yesterday, and doesn't it occur to you that show business runs by different rules, that I can say things to you in here that you wouldn't get away with saying to somebody or the receptionist downstairs?
Well, I don't believe that. See, I don't believe in changing for people. And that's why I would probably say the same things to you sitting here as I would downstairs by the reception. And I would flirt with the receptionist the same as I would flirt with you. And
I'd rather you didn't, if you don't mind, because this is meant to be a proper interview.
But you know what I mean? So that's why people know what to expect from me. And that's why I don't think there's that much of a shock, really. But, I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak for myself, and I'm just I am what I am, and I'm not going to change for anybody.
All right, I'm going to take another track from the new album. What's the best one on here? Is there one worth listening to?
I cannot tell you which the best one is because they're all absolute favorites of mine. They're all meaning something. But what I would love you to play is "So Close," which is my duet with Jodie Prenger. And the reason, those of you who don't remember, but Jodie was the nation's choice for Nancy. I think she's a fantastic talent. She's also a dear friend. And this song is dedicated to my niece Claire, who, like myself, always believes in a happy ending.
We're back with John Barrowman on your favourite local radio station, featuring the gorgeous Jodie Prenger. Now, the last time Jodie was in my studio, we caused all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, hold on a second. You say Prenger, I say Prenger.
Well, she doesn't like it either. But
she likes Prenger.
Yeah, I like Prenger. It's my programme.
Do you say tomato or tomato?
Now, the thing I love about her is her...
I already know because I can see where your hands are going.
Okay.
And that's exactly what the audience is going to think too.
Well, we got talking about those, and then she said that she wanted them bigger and she was going to take some fat from her behind and put them in here. This was the new way of doing it. Ends up in the sun, and I get hundreds of pounds for this interview. Now, how about you
Don't worry, I'm not taking any fat from my rear end to put them in my breasts. I am not doing it.
She is the most incredible character, and like yourself, loves the business.
Yes.
And I think that's what's changed in show business today. I don't find many people who are as passionate as you are about what you do. And that's nice, because at the end of the day, it is show-off business.
Well, I've never thought about it that way before, but if I'm passionate about what I do, I like what I do. That's what I liked about Jodie. I could see that in her. That's what I look for. When I was being the judge on those shows, I don't want someone just to be a one-hit wonder. I wanted to try to pick someone who also would be that role that we were choosing, but then also have a career and longevity in their career and become an entertainer. I personally can see Jodie going into television. I can see her doing like a daytime show, or I would love to host a variety show with her because we are a hoot together, and I've worked with her together on some shows, and we have a great time, and she's got a great sense of humor, and she's very approachable. So
the thing is, she is very popular, but not everybody likes her. She does have her knockers, doesn't she?
She's got two of them. Yeah, but you know what? Not everybody likes me. You either love me or you hate me, and that's perfect. That's okay. But all I ask is you respect me. That's it.
And that's a good thing about you. You have all this thing, this talk, this act, this persona, but fundamentally, you're a brilliant singer.
Yeah, but you say it's interesting you say that I have this persona, but I'm actually the same guy when I'm at home.
I know, but what I mean is, for normal people like myself who don't have a personality...
Normal people? I'm normal.
No, you're not really.
I am.
You're extraordinary. You are. I mean, there aren't many people who are as full of life as you, and I think that's infectious, and we need that.
Well, I don't know how to answer that. I take that.
But let's be real for a moment. I sit in this studio day after day after day talking to everybody in show business, and most of them aren't that bothered to be here. And I'm not doing it because of me.
But I don't understand that.
Right.
I don't get that. I don't get why when you walk off a plane you have to have hats and sunglasses and 6 coats on, because you know what? People are going to look at you more. When you get off a plane, why can't you just be yourself? We all know we've been on a transatlantic flight. We all know we're tired. And so what if you're photographed? What's the big deal? I don't understand people who, when you get into this business, there's a certain little aspect that is probably about that big. It's really tiny in the back of your head that says, there's the possibility I could become famous. There's the possibility I could become a star, right? So you work and you do what you do. And I came into this business to work, and celebrity has come along with it. And I'm so glad, so happy, so appreciative, and I'm not going to turn my back on it. Why do I want to then run away from it if you knew that little piece in the back of your head, it might happen? Why do you want to shun it? What's the point?
And you're all around the world, traveling here, there, and everywhere. And I guess you're not turning right now, are you?
Turning? I'm never going to turn.
No. Especially right.
What do you mean?
I mean, you ain't sitting in economy anymore, are you? Come on, John.
Oh, no, I turn. Yeah, listen, I turn.
This is official. John Barrowman's on the turn occasionally.
Yes, on the occasion, wow. I turn and I sit in the back.
I need a piece of music to calm us down. I'm not even going to react to that.
Yeah, but
just play the music. Let don't even go anywhere near that. We're back with John Barrowman on your favourite local radio station. It's always fun, and it's always feels like it could be my last programme, which is what I love about you. You say things and you don't know what you do in management meetings 3 weeks later. It's fascinating.
I do know what I do, believe me. Believe me.
The last time I saw you on the telly, I was actually on a plane, talking of flights, and I was watching The Producers. And there you were, doing the thing that you do best. Was that fun to do? Because it was a funny old film.
That was brilliant to do. I had 2 weeks in New York City, and was looked after like a king. I was taken care of, talked to all the time by Mel Brooks. We would speak to me on a daily basis. It was brilliant. Blondes do have more fun and get a lot more attention. There's sorry, that's just the way it is. Particularly if you leave your blue contact lenses in and go walking down, like Fifth Avenue or something. I had a blast. The really funny thing was when we were filming that whole sequence, the Springtime for Hitler, and there was probably about maybe 90 guys dressed in the SS Nazi outfits, and we were over in Brooklyn in a very Jewish neighborhood, and we're all out in the parking lot with all, and you could see all the locals coming around looking through the fence, and I mean really not looking happy. And Mel Brooks came out of the room, the studio, and he went, "What the hell are you all doing out here? You will get killed and stoned. Get back inside." It was hysterical, and we all realized, oh my God, we got to get in. So yeah, it was brilliant. I had a great time doing that.
You were very good in it, and again, it wasn't an easy number you had to sing. It wasn't very long, or it wasn't a massive part, but again, you had to nail it.
It was very high.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they wanted it nailed. I sang it in the recordings because obviously in those films they do them by track. You have to then lip it, and you've got a little piece in your ear that, well, you don't lip it, you have to sing it while you're singing, hearing yourself sing, and you have to hit your mark all the time. And if you didn't hit your mark, there was one time at the end where we come walking out and I slapped the cane in my hand, and then the explosion go off, and I was talking to someone off the side, and everyone else came on and went boom, and I wasn't there. And the Susan Stroman, the director, all of a sudden it just went quiet because you didn't talk after the take, and she went, "Barrowman, where are you?" And I couldn't lie. I couldn't make up a story in front of all these people, my contemporaries on Broadway. And I walked out and I went, "I wasn't paying attention. I'm very, very sorry."
Well, there's a lot to distract, isn't there?
And she went, "Do it again!" And we all had to go back and do it again. But that take probably cost them $25,000, $30,000 or more. So you got to remember that.
How does Mel Brooks get away with a line like, "Don't be stupid, be a smarty, come and join the Nazi party"?
I have no idea, but he's absolutely brilliant with that. And the fact that it's his voice doing it, not a lot of people know that it's not really the guy who's saying it. It's actually Mel Brooks. And Mel Brooks does put himself in every one of his films. He's kind of like the comedic Alfred Hitchcock in that way.
Let's take that track and then we'll come back with John Barrowman. We're back. How long have I got, by the way? I can't see the clock. Oh, 10 minutes. Brilliant. We're back with John Barrowman on your favourite local radio station, talking about your life and career. And what's interesting about it is the thing that you're best known for is the thing I'm least interested in, which is Doctor Who and Torchwood. I don't get it. I told you before. Forgive me. It's gone very well for you. And I know I'm the only one. It is me.
You're going to get mail now. You know that.
I know. It's just silly to me. I'd rather see you dressed as a Nazi in The Producers.
I think you need to go see somebody. I think we need to put you on a couch and have a real serious discussion. Captain Jack changed my life. Captain Jack, Doctor Who, Torchwood. The fans of the show, they know that I am a fan myself, and I have been since I was a kid. And when I was asked to do the gig, I couldn't believe it. I've completely appreciative of those fans who have supported me and literally changed my life. It's given me things and allowed me to do things I never thought I would ever dream of doing. On this album, it's not on the physical album that you'll purchase, but you can go online and download on iTunes a track called I'll tell you in a second, but it's from the show Wicked. And Stephen Schwartz, I called him up and I said to Stephen, "Could you help me with changing some lyrics?" And I explained to him why. And here's a little bit of the story. I used to travel back and forth from Cardiff to London in the first series of Doctor Who. I bought myself my first, one of my first cars, and I was really proud of it, and it had a DVD player, and CD player and everything in it, put in the CD of Wicked, and I would listen to Wicked all the way home twice because it took 2.5 hours to get through the show twice. But when I get to the song The Wizard and I would change the lyrics to The Doctor and I. So
How old are you, John?
Hey, that's why there's the kid inside on the album too. So I spoke to Steven and he helped me change some more of the lyrics, and that track on iTunes is my tribute and to honor my fans of Doctor Who, my fans of Captain Jack and Torchwood, to let them know what it means. Because in musicals, you sing you when you get to a point where you can't express yourself through dialogue anymore, you sing a song. I can't express how I feel anymore. I've already done it about how I felt about Doctor Who and Captain Jack. So I'm singing a song about it to let them know exactly how I feel and how I think Jack feels about the Doctor.
If it's so good, why isn't it on the album?
Well, because we have to do it. It is good, but we have to do an iTunes exclusive. Nowadays, when you do downloads, they demand that you do an exclusive song. So I said to the record company, let's put The Doctor and I on because, perhaps the sci-fi audience might not want to buy the whole album, but they want to buy that track. So I'm being realistic, and that's what it's there for.
Can we hear a bit of it, or will the lawyers end up having a heart attack?
No, you can hear a bit of it, absolutely. So if I would love you to play it.
All right, let's stick it on. We're back with John Barrowman on your favourite local radio station. It's funny, isn't it, that you're this musical star that's become mainstream and now is going to be a Hollywood star? Because taking that full circle, Hollywood stars are now becoming musical stars with things like High School Musical and Glee, which is the big thing that everybody's talking about. You couldn't be more of the moment.
Can I tell you something? I'm going to meet the casting people of Glee when I'm out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me that's an exclusive.
It is.
Oh, fantastic.
It is. And the meeting's it's being set up, and I'm really excited about it because I'm a Gleek.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
now,
I love it.
Now watch what I'm going to do here. This is going to be genius.
Go on.
So are you going to go in as a student or one of the teachers? No, stay where you are. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I really want to go in as a student, but I'm way too old. I'm way too old for that. I have no. Who knows? I'm just going for a meeting. But look where the meeting for Desperate Housewives led. So who knows what's going to happen? That's again one of those roads that I don't know what's going to happen, but if it does happen and I find out about it, what I generally do, like with Desperate Housewives, I don't tell anybody because I want you to have the excitement of the surprise just as much as I am going to have it when I'm telling you. So I promise I'll tell you if things happen, but I will tell you when the time is right.
Do you get nervous when you're out of your comfort zone? I mean, doing live Saturday night TV with Andrew Lloyd Webber's one thing, but then when you go to LA, it's on a whole different scale. As big as the BBC budgets are, LA is just bonkers.
Well, I have to be honest with you. My nerves are very different from the nerves that make you fearful. My nerves are nerves that make me excited, and they give me reason to focus and reason to excel because I use that nervous energy to do that. So yes, I'm going to be nervous when I go to Desperate Housewives, but it's not going to be a nerve of I can't do this. It's going to be a nerve of come on.
Is there anybody you've met so far in the last few years since you've been this megastar that you have been intimidated by?
George Lucas. I met George Lucas at the Cannes Film Festival. And I wrote about this in my book, but I don't know many people who have heard the story. So I walked up to him and I went, George Lucas, Star Wars, Chewbacca. And I just turned around and walked away. I literally don't know why that came out of my mouth. And I turned around and walked away and put my hands in my head. I'm dressed in a tuxedo. And they just premiered the film that I was in. And I went, oh my God, I've just embarrassed myself to the most genius sci-fi man in the history of sci-fi. And I turned around and walked back to him and went, I'm so sorry. He went, don't worry, people do it all the time. And he said, would you like a picture? And I went, yes, please. Yes, please, Mr. Lucas. Thank you. And right, I did.
We're going to come back next with our remaining moments and find out what happens next in the life of John Barrowman. We're back with our remaining moments with John Barrowman. Thank you for talking to me today, because there's so many other people who would have been more interesting or more important or something like that.
Yeah, but they're not all ginger.
No, they're not. Your life now is very interesting because it could go one way or the other. I suspect we're not going to see you in the West End in the near future, are we?
Probably not in the next year. But people have been asking me what's a musical that I would really like to do, and I've said this before, and I was actually, as soon as I mentioned it, a company was right on the telephone. In fact, Kudos, who produced my pantomimes, they were on the phone saying, let's do it. I would love to do Mac and Mabel. And I love Jerry Herman. I loved Lacage. I love the story of Mac and Mabel, and I think it's a wonderful story because it's not your typical happy ending. So possibly not in the near future, but I will always come back to the West End. I'll always find time to do something.
Yeah, but John, let's be real about this. You got to do 8 shows a week. You got to turn up. You got to perform. You got the pressure of doing that. That compared to being an LA movie star and up there with the best on 1 million times more money. You are a businessman, let's face it.
I am a businessman, yes I am, but it's not all about the money for me, and people know that. And, I went into Lacage and did 8 shows a week, turned up every day, and did it with a whole heart, did it while I was sick, I did everything, and I loved every minute of it. I've done jobs for a lot of money, I've done jobs for no money, and I think that's really important to keep that kind of balance, because therefore you're doing them for the right reasons.
But there is a momentum issue as well, that right now you're hot.
Listen,
and you're not going to be physically looking the same and getting these roles maybe in 20 years' time.
Oh, yes, I am, because as soon as it starts changing, I'm on a table and they're going to be cutting my skin up and tightening it all up and putting new noses in and chins and everything.
I'm telling you, I can see a difference within 2 years since I last met you, John. It's going in the wrong direction. Now, let's ask some honest questions then. What are we going to have done first? What is concerning you physically that you want pulled back? Come on.
You are wrong.
No, come on.
I've just had my teeth whitened again.
Have you?
I did that when I was on vacation. It's not LA.
Yes,
Everyone's
it is.
doing it here.
No, they're not.
Smile.
No, I'm not.
Smile.
Because I have British... No, I have horrible teeth.
There's nothing wrong with your teeth.
No,
Smile.
I don't want to show you my teeth. Thank you.
Right.
This is show business on that side of it.
What would you like me to pull back?
Well, I think... Let me have a look. I mean, the eyes, there's a few lines. Are you allowed lines when you...
Yeah, see?
They get rid of those.
Lines make men look good as they get older.
I think you need a bit of Botox up here as well.
Look, see, it's still wrinkling.
It's
still wrinkling.
If you want to get in Glee, it's not going to happen. And the double chins, do we have to worry about that? A few too many buffets in Vegas or anything?
Well, they're not double, but the chin's not as tight as it used to be. But that's going to happen.
Let's face it, the day you start looking clinically obese, nobody's phoning, are they?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, no, there's heavy actors out there. What am I talking about? Are you kidding me?
You nearly fell for that one for a moment.
I almost did.
Listen, I think you're tremendous, and what I love about you, again, is your passion and your complete professionalism with it. You mess about a lot, and I like that you don't take it too seriously, but at the same time you get the job done, and that's a great balance. And are you going to take that across there with you?
Absolutely. I'm not going to change for Hollywood. They're going to get exactly who I am, what I am, and what you guys have seen. That's not to say that I have to kind of suss out the situation and see what's going on. Remember, the show I'm going into is not about me. It's about 5 women. And I'm a guest in their home, so I have to behave like a guest. But it's different if it was my own show. I'd let them know how what the situation was and how comfortable and I would make them feel. So it'll be an interesting thing for me, because I'm going in as the guest, not as the main person.
I'm the director. I come to you day 2. And I say, John, we've done a rewrite of the script, and we now need... No, stop laughing.
You're out.
We now need private parts.
No.
They
would never ask for that on American television, so you don't, you're not... That's not going to happen. That's a hypothetical question that ain't going to happen.
Well, this isn't just normal TV, though. This goes on those muckie channels, HBO and all that.
What does? What? Desperate Housewives? No, it doesn't. It's on ABC Disney.
All right. Okay, so Backside. Then are we going to show Backside if they ask for it?
If they ask for it, I've showed it on Doctor Who and Torchwood, so I'd be happy to show it on Desperate Housewives.
Do you still get letters?
About my backside?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? Pecs, we're happy with pecs, obviously. Yeah,
I'm going to be pumping them a little bit. So.
Yeah, really. And when does that regime of fitness start?
It started 2 days ago.
Yeah, I can't really see. I think we need to work on that a little bit.
Oh, don't you... Listen, it'll drop off me in seconds. It's not just the chins that are dropping at the moment.
Listen, you're talking to Rick Waller's body double here. Congratulations on being you, and good luck with this new album. It's called...
John Barrowman.
John Barrowman.
Yeah, and you'll never forget that.
13 tracks of genius, all fabulous. Good luck in America with Desperate Housewives. We're going to look forward to seeing you on Glee.
Don't jinx it. I'm just going for a meeting.
All right, thank you. Can I sell that to newspapers and things?
What?
The Glee thing. Can we make this an exclusive? Don't talk about it again.
Not yet.
No.
Oh no, I've only said it once, so it's
Right.
for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I just want something back.
Let the Desperate House things, Desperate House things, Desperate House things. Let Desperate Housewives land first, and then we can talk about Glee.
They flying you out first class?
That they might be.
Anything on the
I'm
ride?
not paying for it. And anything on the no, I don't have. That's one thing. I don't have a rider. Well, actually, a little fib there. My rider is that the car I'm driving in must be air conditioned because I don't like warm cars.
Why do we have body issues with smells?
I just don't like. I don't like being sweaty. And the other thing is, I just require water and a coffee and a banana. Isn't that right? I'm looking at people in the studio. Yeah, that's all I require. I'm not like someone who requires 900 pounds worth of different juices and beverages that they never touch. I think that's a waste of money. So, no
Water
riders.
to drink, coffee for caffeine.
A banana for potassium.
Great.
Keep energy up.
Perfect. Good luck with everything, and thank you for being a great guest again. John
You are
Barrowman,
so
his new
bad.
album's in the stores now.